Well, hello, everybody. Here we are, live Tuesday night. I'm in a mess right now. Where I'm sitting right now is a mess. Doesn't matter. You don't get to see the mess. We're waiting on Cassie to come down and join me. I'm getting some emails that are really difficult emails, but neither here nor there. It just makes me crazy. Uh, it, it, uh, it's unbelievable. It's neither here nor there. I mean, sometimes when I'm dealing with people, um, it can make you crazy. And I've been doing this a long time, and I have to deal with an assortment of people: agents, managers, comics, suppliers, employees. Listen, being in our shoe is a weird, and fun and sometimes difficult spot. Hey, Mark Plowden, good to see you. I don't know who else is here right now. I got 27 people here. I don't see them all right away, but I appreciate everybody that's popping in so fast, so quick. And we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to move this one along really fast. Got in a little trouble this week. A little trouble. It happened on Friday. I had to testify before Senate. Hi, Laura. Good to see you here. I saw you the other day in the club. I got in a little trouble because I testified in Senate about the effect of coronavirus on business. And I may have gotten in a little bit of trouble with my testimony, but it doesn't matter. It is what it is. And my attitude about all of it is, I was even-handed. We'll talk about that a little bit tonight. We're going to talk about a great motorcycle story tonight. We're going to talk about Vicky a little bit tonight, a little bit about my upcoming shows, April 8, 9, 10, and I want you there. I definitely want you there. And we're going to talk about some of my favorite restaurants in New Brunswick, which are just, you got to go to some of these joints because they're amazing. So a lot to talk about. I'll probably start off now talking a little bit about the testimony. It's important, and I'm not political. I don't care which side you're on. I call it like I say it. And we are 1 year and a week into the pandemic, 1 year and a week into taking 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Some things got done right, some got done wrong. And I'm not going to sit here and say that anybody did it all one way or the other. All right, but they called me to testify. And it was before the Senate in New Jersey. So I'm honored to be called to testify. And let's face facts. We've gone through some pretty extraordinary measures to stay open in New Brunswick. And I think I got a pretty good perspective on how hard this has been to stay up and running, right? I mean, I don't think it's any mystery that I would have some pretty good insight as to what we're looking at to stay open. So in any event, the testimony went great. I sat on a Zoom call for about 3 hours before they got to me. And I'll be honest with you, in the 3 hours, every business person on the call was pounding Phil Murphy. And I don't agree with that because, again, you're in a difficult time. You're going to get some things right, you're going to get some things wrong. You don't beat people up nonstop. You say, attaboy on some things, let's tighten up some other things, and let's figure it out. Now, NJ.com covered my testimony. And NJ.com made me look like I was all over. I'll put the article up later on. It made me look like I was all over him. I wasn't. All right? At the same time, it's tough to be a business person in New Jersey right now. So if you're watching Governor Murphy, I was incredibly complimentary of the things you got right. And yet I want to be at the table to help get the next things as right as we can and help businesses, which I think you want to do too. I don't think you're trying to hurt anybody. But you got to get us at the table. And that was my point. We got to be at the table. You can't just, say, hey, this is the way we're doing it, and not get direct feedback from people whose lives are really being hurt. And this is a message for all politicians, left and right. And I tried to say this in my testimony, but I got cut short. Look, lawyers are going to bring lawsuits, and that's great. Bring the lawsuits. It's important. We'll figure out what did and didn't get done properly as it pertains to the law and the Constitution. Politicians on both sides, right and left, are going to point and say, that guy's wrong and I'm right. Democrats are going to say they're right, Republicans are going to say they're right. And that's fine, right? You need both sides. But while all that bullshit is grinding its way into the history books, while all the lawsuits and all the finger pointing and the elections and the money getting raised for elections and the money getting spent on elections, while all that horse shit's happening, it's all grinding its way into history. Very real businesses and very real people are getting killed. That's why I say enough with this guy's no good, that guy's no good. Let's work together and try and find a better way. And I don't think you can disagree with that. If you disagree with that, then you're either just a hardcore one or the other, and you're not adding to the, okay? So I don't want to get political. I'm just telling you, that's how I got in a little bit of trouble with my testimony. Now, let's talk about my show, April 8, 9, 10. If you think that you can miss this show, you are wrong. This material is as fun and fast and loose as I've ever been. I am so in the zone. I'm just in the zone. I know exactly what I want to do. I know exactly how much fun I'm having. And I just did the shows in Connecticut. It was a great time. And there's more and more stuff that's going to keep coming out of my brain because now, for the first time in a year, I can see a little daylight. So my head's really unplugging, and I'm starting to say, okay, I can be funny. All right. I had my head plugged up a little bit a couple weeks ago because I had a little skin thing taken off my face, and no one knew what it was going to be. People saying, oh, maybe Vinny's dying. I am not dying. And if you're a Little Rascal fan, Weezer, give me back my knife. So this was not a melanoma. This was, they can't even see it anymore. It was a, whatever the hell they call it, I guess some type of pre-cancer thing. So I'm warning everybody, wear the sunblock. I said to my doctor, when you say something's pre-cancer, what does that mean? I'm talking to a dermatologist. And he goes, that, every cell in your body, if it isn't cancerous, is considered pre-cancer. What does that mean? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I didn't even go to medical school. And I know that's a horrific way to tell someone that you're healthy. That's like saying, I checked your heart. Your heart is in a pre-heart attack shape. Your heart is pre-heart attack. Oh, a pre-heart attack. Every heart is pre-heart attack. Everybody's face is pre-cancer. There's got to be a better way to do it. And while we're on doctors, let me say two things, all right? And yes, please do like the spam button. If you have anything, please make sure you ask me because I see more and more comments coming through, but I can't see them all in real time. Listen to me if you're a doctor. You cannot keep me in your waiting room for 2 hours. That's asinine. There's one doctor. I have to go see a doctor. And I call up, I talk to the office. The office is rude. There's no need for that. Be nice to people. You're in the medical profession. I'll tell you, Dr. Scotty and Little Silver, his staff is cream of the crop. Super nice. He's nice. He may keep you waiting a little bit, but not terrible. And he's the best goddamn doctor in New Jersey. Dr. Angelo Scotti in Little Silver. And Kenneth Grossman, my dermatologist. That place, I went in for my appointment. My appointment was at 10:02. At 10:02, let's go. Bring your pre-cancer face in here. Let's get this done. So Dr. Kenneth Grossman, the only problem with Grossman, he's so good that you have to make an appointment a year in advance. So if you call up an average dermatologist and say, hey, listen, I need to see a dermatologist. I think I could be dying. They go, all right, I can get you in. And it's always a year down the line. Always. Because they're that busy. Grossman's that busy. So get your appointment for Grossman now. And get your sunblock on. Because what Grossman told me is you got to wear it year-round, regardless of whether it's sunny out or you think it's winter, you still need sunblock. That's why I always wear a long-sleeve shirt. Grossman told me years ago, wear a long-sleeve shirt. This is what he said to me. He said, Vinny, wear a long-sleeve shirt. Because if you wear a short sleeve shirt, the girl's going to see your arms. Then you have girls fighting to get near you. You're a married guy. Or he said you have precancerous skin cells. One or the other, I don't know which it was. But I remember him saying wear a long sleeve shirt, and so I do. I wear a long sleeve shirt. All right. Now let's get to one more thing. I want you to know something. You can't see it, but I'm as fat as I'm going to be right now. I'm as fat as I'm going to be. I was fatter a long time ago, but I lost a lot of weight. And now I stepped on the scale the other day. I'm 184 pounds. I'm too fat for me. All right? I don't want to be 184. I want to be 170. So I'm 14 pounds away from my goal. Now get all of this. My ideal weight is 160. So technically speaking, I am 24 pounds overweight. Now, look, if I lost 24 pounds, I'd be emaciated. So if I am 24 pounds overweight, I find 10 of those pounds perfectly acceptable. That's how I feel. All right, but I'm going to drop this weight. I'm going to drop it before beach season because I don't want to walk down the beach and have people go, "Oh, there's Vinny, he got fat." I saw a picture of me on stage the other day, and I didn't look fat, but I didn't look trimmed out the way I want to look trimmed out. All right, yeah, I got a high-end wife. All right, I can't expect her to stick around if I don't keep it together. I don't keep it together. So you are watching me at my fattest right now. And by the way, when we talk about that, Vicky always says you shouldn't say you're fat because people get upset. Hi, Lee, sending 200 stars. Thank you. Hello, Gus. We'll talk about your fear of doctors. Let's talk about this. Vicky says, when you say you're fat, you're making fat bad and you're fat shaming other people. I disagree with that. I can fat shame myself. And right now, I'm fat. And by the way, if I don't fat shame myself, guess what? It's a Twinkie fest. If I don't fat shame myself, who's going to do it? Nobody, because everyone's afraid. Really, what we should have is a bunch of people that are close to you going, "Hey, what's going on? You're getting fat." That would be a really good way to get through to people when they're putting on too much weight. Just say, "Hey, listen, you're getting fat. I'm not ashamed of you. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just informing you that you're fat. Lose ugly pounds." Gus. My head weighs way more than 30 pounds. So anyway, I don't think that there's two types of people in the world. All right? The first type of person will see a booger hanging out of your nose and not tell you. Okay? Now, let me tell you something. The second type, me, if I see a booger hanging out of your nose, I say, "Hey, Gus, there's a gigantic piece of nose meat hanging out of your right nostril." And people go, "Oh my God, Vinny embarrassed Gus." Okay, maybe in that moment, Gus would hear that news and say, "That was a little rough." But let me tell you something, Gus. The second type of person tells you that. The first type of person just keeps talking to you. He's talking to you, but when you're talking, all he's thinking about is the booger hanging out of your nose. This is the first type of person. So you're saying whatever you're saying. You're saying, "Oh, I got tickets for Springsteen. I want to give them to you." But you don't hear that. All you hear is, "Look at that booger." And then you know what you do? That first type of person does not say anything to you. And then, as soon as you're not around, they tell everybody else, "Did you see the booger hanging out of Gus's nose?" And you know what? That type of person is not a valuable friend. I will tell you if you have a booger hanging out of your nose. And any of you people that want to tell me, "Hey, Vinny, you're getting fat," I will not be offended. I may at that moment say, "Oh man, I got to do something." But I will be grateful. I will be grateful, okay, that you tell me I'm getting fat. When I was a little kid, I was skinny. They called me Skinny Vinny. So I ate and I put weight on and I got fat. Then they called me Fatso. It was those two bullying extremes, fat, skinny. Those two extremes came together and made me what I am today. Perfect. but 14 pounds overweight. Perfect right now. So I am not fat shaming myself. Hi, Denise. That is so sweet of you, Denise. Thank you very much. Denise jumping right into the star account. Thank you very much. Here comes my partner, who's a little bit late, but I don't care. Here she comes. Come on up, partner. How are you? How are you?
I'm doing good.
Now, Cassie, when I say that I'm fat, what do I say? I say what?
Okay, I'll say, no, you're not. You go, I am.
No, what do I call myself?
Big fat whale.
I call myself a big fat whale man.
Yes.
Right? And Cassie always tells me, you're not fat, Dad. But I always say, yes, I am.
He fishes for compliments. Guess what we call our dog?
I'm not. Your mother told you that. I'm fishing for excitement. And not excitement, for incentive.
He's fishing for compliments.
No, I'm not. I'm a big fat whale man.
Stop
Okay?
fishing.
I'm not fishing.
No, this is what you're doing. Time to reel in the bait.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Do you think I could lose a couple of pounds? What? I'm not fishing for compliments. But it's funny, I call myself a big fat whale man.
Guess what we call our dog? Don't tell them.
What I call what?
Guess what we call our dog? Don't tell
The
them.
dog?
Yeah, don't tell them.
I won't tell them. Go ahead and guess. All right, anybody guess?
Write in the comments.
Huh? Was someone saying
Not getting fat
one or two
too
knuckle
late.
insert? Okay.
I call you fat.
Not getting fat too late. Okay, so I don't know. What do we call the dog? Tell them.
A big fat whale.
Yeah, we call the dog a big fat whale. Okay, and that's okay because it's a dog.
He's so fat. Like he'll walk on you sometimes. He'll jump on your lap. He thinks he's a lap dog.
And he's a big fat dog, right?
Oh my god, he's giant.
He's giant and he jumps on your lap.
Yeah, he thinks he's so jealous. So if he thinks he's so small, he thinks he's so light, he thinks he's so small, he thinks he's a lap dog, and then my sister's dog Charlie thinks she's a pit bull.
Yeah, Charlie's
she's a mini poodle.
Charlie's a little poodle.
She's like a tiny poodle.
She's a little poodle. Tiny poodle.
Yeah, no, like not tiny, but like this big. She's not big at all.
Right, she's not big at all. And she thinks she's a pit bull.
She thinks she's as big as a pit bull. She'll attack them. She'll growl.
How many pit bulls do we have?
Two sheepoos and one mini poodle.
And that's why you stay away from our house, right? Because we'll have a pit bull chew your arm off. Are those dogs protective of you?
One dog will be like, new friends! And the other dog will be like, get away.
Yeah. The dog, yeah, they chased Mom, right? Because you were walking her?
Yeah, I was chasing my, no, I wasn't chasing. I was walking my dog Luna, and then she saw my mom, and she just went running and tried to attack my mom.
Yeah, she was going to attack our mom.
That's no, my mom.
Your mom. No, it's my mom, too. Now, listen to me. We got a lot of work to do tonight. So, is there anything special you want to tell these people? You already told them I'm fishing for compliments.
I'm a great soccer athlete.
You are a very good soccer athlete, right? Yeah, tell them where your coach is from. What country?
Russian.
Russia.
Yes.
Katz's got a Russian soccer coach named George who loves her, right? Uh-oh. Here comes the fun cop.
Here comes
fun is gonna stop.
Here comes the fun cop. The fun is gonna stop.
Yeah, here she comes. Hey, Vic! Vicky!
Vicky, get me a taxi!
A tea. I need a tea tonight.
Taxi! Yo, taxi!
All right. Go tell Mom, get me a tea, give me a kiss. I love you. Say goodnight to everybody.
Mom!
Go. Say goodnight.
What?
Vic, come here. No. Do you guys want to see Vicky? Let's see if we get Vicky to do the live stream.
All right, write in the comments if you want. Oh.
Dad's head's like a soccer ball. No, it's not. Don't kick me in the head. All right, listen, go tell Mom, give me a tea, give me a kiss. Go.
Wait, Mom. Wait, please come here. The people want to see you.
Vic, they do want to see you tonight. Go get her. Go get Mom. Get her down. And tell her to bring me a tea. Ask her to bring me a tea. You can't just demand a tea. You have to ask politely. I think it's wrong that Cassie said that I'm fishing for compliments. I think I'm a big fat whale man. And so when I think I'm a big fat whale man, I drop a couple pounds, there's nothing wrong with that. We're talking about shaming people, and you shouldn't shame people. But let's face some facts, all right? If you can lose weight, do it. It makes you healthier, right?
I guess.
Right.
Come on, help me up.
Oh, okay, you gotta go, don't you? Oh! So Cassie, we only have another minute with you.
I know.
All right, so what do you want to tell them?
So, of course, here comes the fun cop. Here comes the fun.
Is she
cop.
coming down?
The fun is going to stop.
Who's more? Just tell the people who's more fun, me or mom?
You spoil me.
Right. So who's more fun? Gosh, if I spoil you, it's automatic. I'm more fun.
But Mom bribes me.
Bribe and spoil, two different things. A bribe is a act of illegal influence.
No. This is what Mom will do. She said, if you do it, I'll get you two $50 Robux gift cards. And I agree, it's a good deal because I just gotta get that over with, and I just get my 2 Robux gift cards.
And what do I do?
You give me whatever I want.
That's because why? Who's my favorite?
Of course, me. I'll say, Dad, can I have ice cream? Yes, if it's okay with your mother.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Sometimes Cassie's mom will say, Cassie will say, Mom, can I do something? And she'll go, no, absolutely not. And then Cassie will go, I'm going to ask that. And then she'll ask me right in front of Vicky, and I'll go, yeah, I got to do it. Right? Right? But you also listen to me, don't you? All right, give me a kiss. Look at my teeth. Say good night, everybody.
All right, good night.
So see you next week.
No, see you next week.
I love my baby. Thank you, baby. All right. So I do get in a little bit of trouble for spoiling the children, but I have to be honest with you. I hold them accountable for doing what I need to get done. They get spoiled if they deliver on their grades and they deliver on how they conduct themselves around the house. So I don't want you to think I'm a bad father. I'm probably the best father that I've ever been. I've gotten better and better and better. And yes, Judy, all of that is still good. Thank you very much. One of my favorite jokes. Judy, April 8, 9, 10. I hope you can make it up there. By the way, 2 more things quickly. So get that vaccine, everybody. Just just get the vaccine, all right? I started thinking about it the other day, and some people are very concerned about the vaccine, and I guess I can be too, but listen, when I was, 2, they poked MMR in my body. No one said a word. My mother was told to smoke and have a glass of wine when she was pregnant with me. I turned out perfect. So don't worry about it. All right, you do what you got to do, and you take the vaccine and get better. Oh, that's very nice, Judy. Thank you. By the way, I really want you all to do me a favor. And listen, for the longest time, Andrew Sigmund getting your second shot. For the longest time, I tell people that I don't ask people to do anything for me. I do want you to spread the news about this show. I want sold out shows. Look, I'm at the point in my life where I think I do enough for people that I can tell people, spread the word. And if any of you ever need anything, you ask, and generally you get what I can do. So, all right, now, I gotta remember what the hell else I was gonna talk about tonight, because we're 23 minutes in. I have a great story, by the way, coming up about a motorcycle. And it's not just a motorcycle. This is a story of inspiration and true love and dedication. I'm not even making that up. This is a story of inspiration, true love, and dedication that played out so well. And I was talking today to Jay Green, who's a friend of mine, and I'll dare say he's not a fan. Jay will tell you he doesn't like me. But I like Jay. And he's a fan. He's a fan of the club. And he's a friend of mine. And I called him up. We were talking about motorcycles today. And Jay dragged his motorcycle out of storage and took a ride with his wife. And he took a ride. And they did whatever people on motorcycles do in 2021. And it reminded me of my motorcycle. So let me go back up top before I get into the motorcycle story, and let's see if I missed any of the subject matter. Any questions before we get into tonight's story? Because tonight's story is one of my all-time. This is a transformative moment in my life. This is a moment that literally changed my life. I'm not bullshitting on that. There's a lot of them. I think it's important that you identify mistakes, transformative moments, accomplishments, bad and good decisions. Identify them, do it frequently, and figure out how to live the best life, right? Don't just go through every day. Sometimes I find myself just going through a day and not applying the knowledge I picked up, and that's always a shitty day, right? So try to make sure you apply the knowledge that you got. Or as Andrew Cuomo would say, you've got to apply the knowledge that you got. I hate the way he talks. I can't wait. I can't wait for him to resign. I can't wait. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And when he resigns, this is what he'll do when he resigns. He's going to come in and go, I quit. He's not going to go like this. I resign. He'll just be, all that bullshit act that he does will be gone. He's going to resign like a maniac. I resign. You sons of bitches. I'm going over my father's bridge without an easy pass. All right. Let's get into it. Anything else I'm supposed to talk about tonight? Harrison, am I on point here so far? Harrison, you need to tell me if I'm where I need to be before I tell the story. It's one of my favorite stories. Todd Hartpence sending stars 13 weeks in a row. Thank you, Todd. By the way, please do me a favor. Please reach out and tell your friends to jump on the stream. This story's good. You don't want to miss it. And yes, Todd, I can help you with your beachfront home. I understand they're selling some beachfront property in Camden. Which, by the way, this on point. Thank you, Harrison. Where does the story come from? All right, here's where it comes from. All right. Well, it's a true story. But also, this is one of those moments that you got to identify when you said, I'm going to marry that person. Right? Andrew Dice Cuomo. Sorry, Phil. I don't know if I was doing that right. You've got to apply the knowledge that we have. All right, so I always say to people, don't ask a girl. Yeah, by the way, subscribe on YouTube. Please go subscribe on YouTube. A lot of content going up, all free. Don't ask a girl to marry you when you're on a beach in Hawaii or Bermuda or Puerto Rico. Any girl, you're on a beach, you're sipping a Mai Tai, there's a manservant rubbing oil on your husband's back. That might just be me. There's a manservant bringing you shit, and you say to some girl, will you marry me? And she looks around and goes, I want to do this for the rest of my life. And she says, yes. Okay. And then bang, you're going to marry that girl. All right. The problem is you're going back to reality. You're going back to the apartment in Plainfield or in wherever, Camden. And then reality sets in and you're stuck with this girl. And the girl's going, hey, where's my goddamn Mai Tai and the sunset? I said yes to the Mai Tai and the sunset and you know, all that crap. I was having a Jamaican girl braid my hair. Now here I am. I'm married to you, and reality set in. That's why you never ask a girl to marry you when you're in Hawaii. Dumb. You got to ask a girl to marry you when you're lost in Camden. 8 o'clock on a winter night, no one on the street. Can't find where you're going. You're in Camden. You run out of gas. You run out of gas in Camden in the middle of the winter, dead smack in the center of the city. And you look at the girl and go, hey, I'm curious, will you marry me? And if that girl says yes, you marry that girl. You marry that girl immediately. Because the girl says yes in Camden, lost on a winter's night with no gas. That's a girl that's going to stick with you. You ask a girl on a beach, and I'm telling you right now, sooner or later, that girl's going to sit down, look at you in the face, and go, you lying son of a bitch. You asked me to marry you in paradise. And of course I said yes. We were in paradise. Now, let's talk about the motorcycle and how that pertains to tonight's story and how it was one of the many reasons I said, I got to marry this girl. So I'm dating Vicky about 6 months. 6 months in, I'm dating Vicky. And we went up to Lake Apacon to Donna and Paul's house. And we're on the lake. And yeah, Donna and Paul, God bless them, they got more toys. Donna and Paul, I think secretly they maybe ran drugs or something because they got toys, man. They always had jet skis and boats and brand new cars. They get a car and you see the car, I like your car. 6 months later, another new car. I think secretly they were running drugs or illegal gambling or something because they've had more toys than any two human beings I've ever known. Even today, I think they got rid of the boat. There's no more boat. They got an electric golf cart. They've got a 55 Chevrolet. She has a convertible. He has a pickup truck. They just got toys. A trike motorcycle. They got a lot of shit. Now, when I met Vicky, we went up there one day. It was a Saturday midday, and we're driving back in Vicky's 86 Toyota pickup truck. So that's like 9 years old, got the shit kicked out of it. Vicky's among the worst drivers on the planet. I mean, even today, the two vehicles that Vicky and Tabby drive, they have a flat tire every time I go in the car. Every time. I go, oh, I'll use your car today. I get in the car, flat tire. It is remarkable. Now, my truck never gets a flat tire. Just today, Vicky said, oh, yeah, I'll take your car. Why? My car is low on air. And I said to her, I go, oh, that doesn't surprise me. And this is what she said to me. I think it might be the brand of tires that we buy. I'm like, oh, is that right? Because there's Firestone on your truck, and there's Goodyear on Tabby's truck. And both Firestone and Goodyear must have faulty tires, if and only if they're installed on your car. And by the way, it has been, I'm going to say, 12 flat tires. 12 flat tires in the last year. If it hasn't been more. So anyway, Vicky is driving her 86 Toyota pickup truck, and it's had the shit kicked out of it. And we're driving on 287 broad daylight, and a motorcycle goes by, a Harley Davidson. Now just let's back up a second. When I was a young man at 17 years old, Steve Holgren, very good friend of mine, and his brother Kenny, who passed away, but another very good friend of mine, they were my football coaches. And when I was 17, I think it was Kenny, sold me his old Honda 750 motorcycle. Now, or they arranged for me to buy it. Somehow or another, I got a motorcycle. And the Holgrens were at the center of that. Steve is still a big biker. And my mother said, if you get a motorcycle, you can't live in this house. And my response was, vroom, vroom. And she let me live there. She didn't throw me out. But I got the motorcycle anyway. And I drove that motorcycle from the day I got it until the day I sold it, year round. Snowstorms, I would wait for the snow to stop falling. Road would get plowed, I'm driving. Rainstorms, windstorms, night, day. I drove that thing nonstop. I put a lot of miles on that bike. Took it to Rutgers College as a freshman. Parked it illegally. Had the motorcycle forever. When I got rid of that bike, I bought a Suzuki 850 shaft drive with a big fairing on it. And I had that right through till about a year before my divorce. And that was the end of biking for me. But I love bikes. Now, you got to remember, I got divorced at, say, 32, thereabout. Doesn't matter the timeline, but I've been riding bikes for 15 years. And I rode before that. I had a dirt bike and whatnot. So I loved motorcycles. And, and my hair was long when I had a motorcycle, but it curled beautifully. I wear a half shell helmet with aviator glasses, and my hair coming down, just thick, curl off my neck like that. From behind, I look like a very beautiful, beefy woman. I had great hair. Holy shit, did I have good hair. So I used to wear the half shell helmet, and that hair was just out there. It wasn't long and scraggly. It was thick and beautiful. I was approached several times by Brick to do Brick commercials. Anyway, so I sell the bike, and now I'm divorced, and my life has fallen apart. I've opened the club, but that's a struggle. I'm dating Vicky, that's a good thing. But I have no money. No money. Now, some people say they have no money, they really got money. I had no goddamn money. I was poor. Everything I made went back into the club. And we're driving down to 87 after going to Vicky's mom's house. And I'm driving Vicky's truck. Because even while we were dating, Vicky would let me drive. I didn't have a car. So I have no car. I always had to drive her car. But she let me drive because she knew. She said, even if I'm not going to marry this asshole, I'm going to let him drive so my car doesn't get beat up anymore. And we're driving down 287, and a gigantic, beautiful Harley Davidson goes whizzing by me. We're at exit 14. And I look at it, and I just kind of sighed. I don't even know Vicky well enough. We're dating, I don't know, 6 months. And she goes, what's the matter? And I go, you wouldn't understand. And I said that because she's a girl. Anyway, I said, you wouldn't understand. And she goes, what are you talking about? I go, I used to have a motorcycle. I loved my motorcycle. And now I'll never have a motorcycle. And she goes, well, why will you never have a motorcycle? I go, I don't even have a car. I have no money. I got 3 kids with an ex-wife. I can't afford a motorcycle. I could never do that. I never do it. And she goes, well, you can't think like that. I go, I'm not thinking like that. It's just reality. I can't get a motorcycle. That's the way it is. And we're driving, and she goes, you shouldn't think like that. You should just get a motorcycle. If you want to get a motorcycle, get one. There's no reason you can't have one. And I'm looking at her like smoking crack. Like, first of all, I can't do it. But as we're doing that, I see a billboard for Bound Harley Davidson. And Vicky, just dating me a little while, she goes, pull off, there's a Harley Davidson dealership right there. So I'm like, I don't want to look at a motorcycle I can't have. And she goes, no, you pull in right now, pull in. So I'm like, all right, screw it, I'll go look at a motorcycle. Now I pull into the Bound Harley Davidson, and I know that I can't get this motorcycle. Well, I go in, and there were 2 brothers that owned that, Otto and Joe. I think Joe was the one. Otto died first. And Joe Williams comes out. And this is like an old school Harley dealership. In fact, that Bound Harley Davidson was the first Harley Davidson dealership in New Jersey. And they're still there. And Joe comes out, old man. And Joe looked like a hardcore biker. But not what some people might think, like a bad guy biker. He looked like a guy that knew motorcycles. And he started talking to me about Harley Davidsons. And he showed me an Ultra Classic. And that's the bike I always wanted. I always wanted the stereo. And, you know, like I didn't want a low riding thing. I wanted everything. I want the stereo. I wanted to listen to China Grove and just sit on that bike like a big man. You gotta remember, I'm only 5'8.5", so a big motorcycle is what I need. And he's showing me this bike, and I'm drooling. I want the bike so bad. And I go, man, that's the bike. That is the bike I want. That's the one. And Joe Williams talked very formally. He goes, well, Vincent, if you'd like that motorcycle, I suggest you order it as soon as you know what you want. I got, Joe, I don't have any money. I can't even I can't do it. He goes, now, Vincent, don't worry about that. You don't need money right now. He goes, these motorcycles are about 1 year out. They're about 1 year on order. He goes, you order a motorcycle today, and in the next year, you'll be able to get that motorcycle. And you order exactly what you want. And when it comes in, you come get it. Joe, I can't do that. I really appreciate it. I go, but I can't do that because I don't see myself. I think the bike was 24 grand. I don't see myself having that money in a year, 18 grand, whatever it was. And he goes, well, now, Vincent, you don't have to worry about that because if you order this motorcycle and it comes in and you can't take it, well, I'll have a list of 20 other guys will buy that motorcycle immediately. These are very hard to get a hold of, so you don't have to worry about that because you can order that motorcycle right now. I go, John, I don't have a deposit. He goes, oh, you don't need a deposit. All I need is what you want, your name and a phone number. That's all he wanted. My name, what I wanted, and a phone number. And I go, Joe, I just can't. I won't be able to get that motorcycle. And Vicky looks at me and goes, order that motorcycle right now. Order it right now. Put it in your head. And a year from now, you'll buy that motorcycle. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this girl's crazy. She's crazy. And Joe's going, now, Vincent, you should listen to her. She's got the right attitude. She's got the right approach. You order that motorcycle and you'll find a way to make it happen. But if you don't order it, well, then you're not going to get it. So I'm sitting there and I go, all right, I'm order the motorcycle. And I order it, man. Hunter Green. Do you want the stereo? You're goddamn right, I want the stereo. I got that motorcycle loaded. There was nothing Harley Davidson could put on that motorcycle. And Joe was writing it down, I swear to God, in a loose leaf notebook with pages falling out. It was insane where he's writing it down. There's paper falling out. I can see he's got 100 names in the book. And in my head, I'm like, this is all fluff and bullshit. I'm gonna order this motorcycle. This son of a bitch is gonna lose the paperwork. I'm never gonna see this bike. I write it all down. And now we go driving home. And now Vicky, all right, as a precursor to what eventually will become the woman that keeps me on point, starts pecking at my head. You gotta start saving right away. I don't have fucking 6 cents. Pardon my mouth. I don't have 6 cents. You gotta start saving right away. And the whole way home to my boarding house in East Brunswick, she's telling me, you gotta start saving right away. You gotta start saving right away. So I go home and I got a gym bag in my closet. And I had like $2 and quarters in my pocket. And I threw the quarters into the gym bag. And I said to myself, every time I have change, I'm putting in that bag. And when that motorcycle comes in, I'll have enough money in the bag and I'll be able to at least put a deposit on the bike and figure out how to pay for the rest. And now I begin saving my change. I get coffee at 50 cents in the bag, pennies, dimes, quarters. And over 6 months, the bag becomes heavy as hell. I got a bag of change that I could use as my workout. And it goes on like this from May until the following August. And I just keep throwing money in. But now I've also kind of said to myself, well, he's going to lose that paperwork. There's no way I'm going to have paperwork. But saving the money kicked off all kinds of other fiscally responsible things that I was doing. I start saving other money. I'm putting the change in the bag. I'm saving the change every day. Every day, religiously, I'm saving the change. And a year and a month goes by, a year and 2 months goes by, and I get a phone call, and it's Joe. And I know it's him right away. He goes, is this Vincent? Oh, and one person in my whole life called me Vincent. Even at my baptism, the priest was like, yeah, it's Vinny. Is this Vincent? I go, yes, this is Vincent. He goes, Vincent, this is Joe Williams at Boundbrook Harley Davidson. I called to let you know the good news. Your motorcycle will be here on Thursday. and I will have the motorcycle ready for you to pick up by Saturday, next Saturday. And my head explodes. I got a bag of change, but something else happened in that year. Vicky had excited my brain, and I was turning the business with her into a machine. And now, in that ensuing year, I have enough money to buy the motorcycle. And I sit down with Vicky. I go, what do I do? She goes, hey, she goes, how much change in the bag? I don't know. She goes, well, I know you have enough money. Let's go pick that motorcycle up. And I'm looking at her and I'm going, she's absolutely crazy. She's effing crazy. So on a Saturday, me, Vicky, and my guy Richie Wens get in the car and we drive to Boundbrook. Now here's the funny part of the story. We drive to Boundbrook. I have a certified check. I'm gonna pick up my goddamn Harley Davidson. Now we get there, and Joe had told me, when I'm delivering this motorcycle, I'm gonna go over every aspect of this motorcycle with you. You will know that motorcycle forward and backward before you leave this dealership. He goes, and I will deliver this motorcycle personally. Now, I'm all excited. I am a kid on Christmas. I've gone through a 3 or 4 year horrible divorce, a bankruptcy. I got a gym bag full of change. And I get to the Harley Davidson dealership and I see some other jackass getting dropped off. And I was in the back seat, Vicky's in the front seat. And I see him getting out of his car. I said, God, Vicky, open the door, open the door, open the door. She opens the door and I run in. And literally, we're getting to the front door at the same time. And as we're getting to the front door, yeah, normally you would stop and you would figure out who was there first. I was there by a half step first. I opened the door. I stepped in. I did the behind me, hold the door. Like, I'm already in. Okay, but I'll hold it for you behind me. And I walk out, I go, hey, Joe, I'm Vinnie Brand. I'm here to get my motorcycle. And he goes, why, Vincent? That's fantastic. We'll begin that process immediately. I just have to finish ringing up this helmet and we'll get your motorcycle delivered. Now the guy behind me goes, Joe, I'm here to get my bike. And Joe goes, well now, whatever his name was, well now, Charles, Vincent here is in front of you. So I will deliver your motorcycle second. He goes, so once I get done with Vincent, I'll do you. And I swear to God, the guy goes, no, Joe, I've gotten 3 bikes here. I don't need to do it that way. Let me just get the bike. I just want to go. I don't need you to go through it. And he looks at me and goes, now, Charles, you know I don't do business like that. You know I'm going to deliver your motorcycle with the same care and concern that I deliver every machine that I deliver. He goes, you'll just have to wait until Vincent is done. And in my head, I'm like, how long can it be? 15 minutes? It was 2 hours. Joe took the manual and went page by page. I'm not kidding you. Like page 1, introduction. And he read virtually every page, went over every aspect of the motorcycle. My mind was exploding. But the funny part to me was I was entertained because Charles is in the back going, I can't believe this. But Joe delivered the motorcycle, page at a time. I rode the motorcycle home from the dealership that day. And Vicky and I enjoyed that motorcycle from the day we picked it up. It was a 97. We picked up in 97. We rode that from 97 till about 2010. And that puts me riding from 1980 to 2010. It puts me on a bike 30 years. And one day coming around a bend, a broad daylight, sunny day, and I went around a bend. I had Maddie and Tabby. Cassie wasn't alive yet. She wasn't around. And I went around a little turn. Oh, you know what? No. I had Vicky was pregnant with Maddie. So it was 2000. It was 2000. And Vicky was pregnant. And I went around a bend. And I froze on the bike. I don't know why. I just froze. And when I froze on the bike, I said, oh my God, I'm not good on a motorcycle anymore. And I sold the bike. So I had the bike for, that had to be longer. I had it longer than that, whatever year it was. But when I froze on the motorcycle, I decided that's it. I can't have the bike. Yeah, no, we were in this house already. We were in this house already. That's right. I sold the motorcycle in this house. So it had to be like 2002 or 3. Maybe she was pregnant with Cassie, Tabby. It doesn't matter. When I froze on the bike, I couldn't ride anymore. I said to myself, you know what? I'm suddenly a danger to myself. I'm selling the bike. I sold the bike, and I built 2 beautiful wine cabinets for Vicky in my kitchen. That's my Harley Davidson wine cabinets. Now, they don't say Harley Davidson, but I refer to them that way because we used the money from the bike to buy that. I sold my motorcycle to a guy who exported my motorcycle to Spain. A story for another day. And I still keep in touch with him every now and again. But he bought my bike sight unseen and loved it and sent me pictures from all over Spain of our motorcycle all over Spain. Now, every now and again, I get the itch to buy another bike. I probably will never do it. Instead of a bike, I'll probably at some point get like a convertible, something I can take Vicky out with in a car and zoom around, and maybe I'll wear a helmet in a convertible so I can have the sensation of being on a motorcycle, but be a little bit safer because I'll be in a car. Anyway, it's just one of the many ways that Vicky made me decide this had to be the girl I married. I can tell you if I went upstairs right now and said, Vicky, I want a motorcycle, she'd try and talk me out of it. But if I really wanted it, it would be odd if she put her foot down. She might because she wants me to be safe, but she wouldn't tell me no from any other reason. And in life, if you can have somebody that not only has your back, but inspires you to get what you want, live the life you want, be the person you want, that's the person you marry. Just make sure you ask her to marry you in Camden, New Jersey. Next week, we tell the story of Vicky and I's engagement. It's one of my favorite stories. And we'll tell some club stories too. Today was really a personal thing because when I talked to Jay today, he just reminded me of that. And because yesterday was Vicky and I's 26th anniversary of our first date. Vicky remembers these things. I do too, but she remembers all of it. It was the 26th year. And by the way, Noble Gregory, I have a boat, also a Vicky story. We'll tell that someday. And when we moved to Tampa, we're going to bring the boat with us for sure. Whatever. I had a good time today. I hope you did too. And I hope you can do me a favor. I hope you can share this post with your friends. I hope you can follow on Facebook, like on Facebook, share on Facebook. Go watch the new cartoons. The new cartoon. We made a phone call from stage during Vicky and Vinnie Live 2 weeks ago. We cartoonized it. It's up on the YouTube page right now. Go watch it. I think you'll laugh your ass off. We haven't done a live phone call in forever. We did one. It went great. I'm going to punch out. And Mike and Denise, thank you coming to the show. And Thursday, thank you. I can't wait either. Andrew, second shot, great. Todd Harpen sending stars. Thank you so much. All of you star senders, thank you. Lee, thank you very much for saying happy anniversary. Thank you, Denise, for happy anniversary. Let's see else we have to mention. Judy, you know I love you. I haven't seen you in so long. I can't wait to see you. Harrison, thank you for tuning in. I hope that the broadcast was fun today. Vicky texted me an hour ago. Let's go, Vinny. Send Cassie up. I didn't see that in real time. Vicky, I mean, she does have good timing. I'm just going through some of the comments I missed. All right, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all. Follow, like, share, live life good. See you next Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Loved all.